Greetings, everybody. Woo! It is Tuesday. It's a terrific Tuesday. Today is April 4th, 2023. We have Darius Munchausen celebrating a birthday today, everyone. So wish Darius a happy birthday. For whatever reason, he sent me a super sticker, which is a piece of cake. There it is. Thank you for that, my friend. I want to say thanks to all of you for being here. What an amazing, wonderful week this is turning out to be. Lots and lots of news, several videos coming out. And I got another one to release later today. I want to say thanks again. Thank you, Darius. You're the one that should be celebrating your amazing birthday. And with that, let's say hi to each and every one of you. Let's start at the top with the Red Ranger saying, I was going to tell a time-traveling joke, but you guys didn't like it. Well, there you go. Why Destroyer 3466V. Got Morgan King in the house. Great to see you, my friend. There's the Liger fan. What's up, Liger fan? David Glenn is in the house. Good to see you, David. And there's Katsith saying, hello. Hello, indeed. David Glenn asks, anyone know if there's a live stream equivalent of a small town cafe where old guys gather every morning to talk about sports, politics, and the meds they're on? No, but I would be a part of said podcast if I could find one to do, because I think that's a brilliant idea. You are a brilliant man, David. Well done. Josiah Robinson is here. Great to see you. Thanks for being back after a day of absence. I appreciate it. We've got Dave G Sound. I hope everybody has a great day as well. Theme Park Casual, what is up, TPC? And there he is, one of the major mods on the channel, Darren Hughes. Happy Tuesday. We've got Jason Grace, Retro Culture. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Mephisto's Movie Reviews. What is going on, my friend? There is Keely Chow. Roll Tide, brother. Roll Tide. Dragon Master 360. Howdy, y'all. Hello. Snorta Poopus Q Burr is here. My favorite bear. Great to see you, my friend. We've got D Bud Martin hanging out with us. Good to see you. We've got Low Spec Linux Laptop. Yeah, that's right. He's here. He's also on Rumble. Oh, by the way, I'm simulcasting. I'm on Rumble. I'm on Twitter. I'm here. I might be on mine. I don't know how that works. I'm gonna go all kinds of places. Why not? Why not? Nearsighted Cyclops. What's going on, my friend? We've got Randall Orser out there of the Bat Cap. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And there will be a little bit of extra time, not nearly as much as normal because I actually have an appointment I have to get to. We've got just another red shirt. Hail, Mr. Shirt. Thanks for wrenching away. We've got John Sapola here and the Cheese Factor. Tipping Barn says Disney Schadenfreude is the best of the Freuds. Well, can't disagree there. And there's a lot of that to go around. Gunner is in the house and greetings. We've got DS Ford hanging out. Great to see you, my friend. Dempsey, the Drunken Poet, is here. Hello, everyone. I hope that your day is blessed. Well, I hope yours is as well. Yak Anomano, greetings. Yes, your timing was impeccable. That's a word. Use it. Look at all the happy birthday wishes we've got in the chat. That's just wonderful. Critizable, the Rainbow Knight. Great to see you. There's Jeremy Turner. What's going on? There is our good friend Tender Warrior 68, who is responsible for about 30 people this month being members. Thank you for that. And extended time will be interesting. Oh, you already read my mind. Can't wait to have this conversation. Woohoo! And let's see. One Man Show is here, and so is Steven, also known as Deleted Scenes. We've got Sean Estep checking in, our buddy Jason from Sci-Fi for Me TV. I imagine they're going to have a wonderful show today. There's Dr. Bravo. What's going on there, my friend? And a few others, including Troy Pacelli. We've got to go. Spaceship Vampire. Grim. Dark, otherwise known as Inferior, SP4H. A member chat from Pop saying, just want to drop a big thank you, brother. The 6-minute daily is my catch up. Stay strong, talk hard. Indeed. Thanks for being here, man. Appreciate you very much, Pops. Really do. Naughty Monkey Wrath. Hey. Oh boy. Talented Andy Masterson and many others. Gotta go. All right, guys, 6 minutes starts now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you are and whenever you're watching. Thanks for checking out the 6-Minute Daily on April 4th, a Tuesday in 2023. We start with a story on the screen because we have so many of them to get through. Let's start here. Mario Brothers is going to be a huge hit. Projections have this thing just going bonkers. $225 million global bow. I will not be surprised if it exceeds that. I don't think anybody will be. I think a lot of folks are expecting this film to just be gangbusters for probably the balance of this month. And with not a whole lot of competition to speak of early on, I think it's going to wipe anything Dungeons and Dragons did right off the table, and that film is going to fade into obscurity. Not sure what's going to happen with John Wick, but I know this thing is bananas, and we'll have to see what it does. But based on the early numbers and the preview purchases, this thing is going to be huge. Moving on, we've got Harry Potter, another thing that's going to be huge for another studio. Their TV series is becoming a reality. It's very, very close to being done. J.K. Rowling will be credited as a producer, probably getting another paycheck from Warner Brothers, and good for her. We've got Game of Thrones prequel about Aegon's quest eyed at HBO. So you're going to get a second prequel series, probably of some note, better than the other two that were somewhat proposed that never actually followed up on. We've got a lot of shows coming out. Paddington in Peru is going to start production in July. In fact, July 24th. It is. It'll be interesting to see how many people get drawn into this one. The first two films were somewhat successful, so hopefully this one is as well. Michael Mann is actually working on another film. He's trying to get Heat 2 with Warner Brothers. Notice how all these Warner's announcements are coming out right around the shareholders meeting for Disney. Oof, lots of wonderful things coming from other studios and very little coming out of Disney. Not anything real exciting anyway. The WGA has officially called for a strike authorization. That is going to happen next week. If you're in the industry, I'm very sorry. You will begin voting on that authorization on April 11th, which is a week from now, a week from today, Tuesday. So just keep that in mind for those of you that are in the industry as writers or part of this guild. Disney's streaming strategy, well, that was laid out, and every article about what happened yesterday at the shareholder meeting is incredibly spun. I don't think I've seen anything like this since a commercial laundry machine. They're talking about Disney Pixar titles staying exclusive, conversations around, Marvel, Star Wars, and all of that. Sure, that did happen. But what happened is, and we'll get to it during the bonus time segment, is he got ambushed. He got run over by a truck he was not prepared for. And I think that's going to be the future of all annual meetings going forward. You've got Disney EMEA staff bracing for layoffs, which is more wonderful news for Disney, isn't it? No, not for the employees anyway, who most of them, especially on the park side, don't deserve to be removed from their jobs. Although I don't suspect those jobs will go away anytime soon. The second phase is going to be the biggest bloodbath of them all, according to the company and many other insiders. But the international teams are in trouble. Some of the production and redundant locales are going to be cut back severely, if not eliminated. What's really funny is we're just waiting for the other shoe to drop. If they buy Hulu, they can remove a lot of, or if they finish the purchase of Hulu, they can actually remove a lot of redundancy there. But hey, that's not what they're doing yet, wasting billions of dollars. Endeavor president says the UFC WWE merger is actually going to bolster its representation business, because guess what? That's what Endeavor does. So this is a great win-win-win for everybody across the board. And I mentioned that this was likely one of the things that they would try to do. Ari is not an idiot, so there you go. Spotify has shuttered their live app studio because they don't need that redundancy anymore. It really wasn't pushing a lot of traffic, but they still are going to have live shows available on their main app as part of their podcasts. You've got Street Fighter film and television rights landing over at Legendary. That's right. The primarily based Chinese-owned company now controls the rights for this franchise for quite some time. We'll have to see what they do with it. Virgin Orbit has sought bankruptcy. Remember when I mentioned that cutting 85% of your employees wasn't a good look? Oh, yeah. Chapter 11 bankruptcy for you. Stocks in mixed yesterday. Oil prices jumped. Inflation's going to soar, and bad things are going to happen. But no, they're trying to hide it. A calmer Wall Street, my patoot. This is going to be a huge problem. I think you're going to see more downturns, despite the rapid upswing at the end of the month in March, which was crazy. TikTok has been fined $15.9 million by a UK watchdog group over its misuse of children's data, and yet the attorney for TikTok says China can't get the US data under their plan. I don't believe you. Nobody does, you liars, liars, liars. Speaking of liars, U.S. chip controls threaten China's technology ambitions, which means, yes, we are going to pull the plug on a lot of stuff and make it very difficult for them to obtain the machinery to produce said chips. Probably not a bad thing on our part. And finally, a jogger had a close encounter with a very angry cow. Call it a different type of version of mad cow. The Farmington Police Department shared details about that encounter, and the 43-year-old jogger was essentially accosted by a cow that actually lifted her up on its horns well off the ground, causing a cut that required stitches. Bananas. Anyway, that's it. Be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene, and hang around for bonus time.
Thanks for visiting today. Be sure you're subscribed and hit that for alerts.
Yay!
Of course, like and share all of the videos that you can, as it helps with the algorithm. Have a great day.
All right, everybody, we are not done. The 84 of you and those of you over on Rumble, hang out. If you're watching on Twitter, hang out, because we are going to do a little bit of bonus time today and talk probably primarily about what happened over at Disney. And let me tell you, the analysis that was coming out of both Midnight's Edge last night with the Toxic Femme crew and with obviously Valiant Renegades live coverage, genius. And I know that Midnight's Edge in the morning also covered it as well. Everybody's getting their swings in, and they are 100% correct. Thanks to all these amazing members, and thank you for the folks that help get these members on this board. We're going to try to get a members stream together during the course of the week, if not early in the weekend. So if you are a new member, then your name is going to be added to this board. Keep an eye out of the community tab and be sure all your notifications are on. Now, normally, I would say see you here, but let's jump into bonus time. All right, there we go. Thank you for being here, everybody. 75 of you remaining in the chat. I'm glad you are all here. I know a lot of you use this as like a breakfast news update, and I appreciate that very much. We have many things going on, and I thought the end thing there was pretty funny, the mad cow joke. Yeah. I'm not a funny guy. I'm a good straight man. But anyway. For those of you that are watching on YouTube and Rumble and Twitter, I really do appreciate it. That's not a bunch of hot air. You guys really do inspire me to do even more. And the Rumble stuff's going very, very well. So thank you, Rumble. Thank you. Sci-Fi from ETV has Cameron and Judah tomorrow. That'll be awesome. You guys may want to tune in to check that out. Going to be a good show over there. Congratulations, Jason. Philip Gaming is here. Good to see a few other folks rolling in, like Renee's Ramblings. What's up? I know Eric K is here. There he is. Hi, Eric K. And so many more folks that I missed along the way, like executive producer Sol Leibowitz. We've got Daniel. No, I was 6 minutes too late. It's fine. You can rewind. But we are going longer in bonus time right now. I think Commander Ed Strike of Shadow popped in, as well as a few others. Isash Melody is here. I think Spaceship Vampire dropped in as well. I know Captain Fan Nerd is here. There he is. And hey, Joseph Dredd is here. That's cool. No Fate 101. What's going on? Well, we're going to do a little bonus time. Yeah, Valiant WDW coverage of Iger was legendary. Yeah, I was actually doing work yesterday, and it was monitoring on my phone and trying to help mod. And so whenever I could, I would check in on the screen and listen in on the stream. So yeah, it was very, very good. Theliato is here. What's up? Let's get to it. Let's get to the fact that Iger essentially admitted that he was playing dirty pool, amongst other things, during the course of a conference call. And what the conference call in what I would say would be a critical miscalculation on his part. He actually has now exposed the company to a lot of various things legally, and kind of opened the door to any state argument that the state has when it comes to controlling, state property, state land, state and county land, et cetera, et cetera. The move by Disney is not going to hold up in a court of law. We're just going to see how long that'll be litigated. I know there's arguments all over the place about this, but the people that are crowing about it are really very tragically underinformed. They may be well-meaning, but it is what it is. Mr. Fusion says that inverter call was music to my ears. Well, there you go. X-Wings here, definitely one of the heavier hitting investor calls, and the dude really fumbled the ball by trying to virtue signal. He did. And here's the interesting thing about it all. I think Mexican Iron Man talked about it on multiple streams yesterday. Valiant talked about it in multiple places yesterday. There is every single time he tried to virtue signal, it was countered by an investor like you and I, not an institutional investor, but an investor like you and I, asking a question around a question, because all of these are screened. And I think, I've talked about that for a while, is that people are now subverting that process. And yes, they're asking a question related to whatever they tell the screener for the most part, but at the same time, they're getting a dig at Disney and bringing this to the light that the general public, the individual investors, are very angry with what Disney's doing. So anyway, good to see you, brother. We're supposed to do a show together. I know you're just really busy. Mexican Iron Man says a super chat. Thank you for that, my friend. He says, new show, Culture in the Wild, Culture Casino, live stream from Antarctica while hunting for moose naked and afraid, armed only with a spork. That sounds like fun, actually. And by the way, you get a super chat. So yeah, this is for you, Mike.
Well, $2. You must be super generous for a Dutch person.
What, we'll have a coupon day or something.
See, there you go. Yeah, thank you, Mikey. Appreciate it. Yeah, we got another super chat from my good friend Loki's Mornings of Mischief for $4.99. Thank you, Loki. Hope you're doing well. Disney is corrupted to its roots. It is. Indeed. In fact, I heard you and Mike talk about it this morning. By the way, if you get a chance to roll back on today's Taco Tuesday show over on Loki's Mornings of Mischief, it was well worth it. Mike was very ranty today. Very, very ranty. And he's not wrong. There's a lot of corruption there. Mike and I said this 3 years ago, and the facts haven't changed. Keep burning it down, culture. School! Well, school to you, my brother, and I appreciate that. Guess what? You're going to get one of these.
Wow. You only the $2.
I should have previewed that. I didn't know that was the $2 one. Anyway, and that's a joke, guys. All of those are jokes. Those, of course, are courtesy of our good friend Floral from Under a Rock. But thank you very much, Loki. I do appreciate it. That's pretty funny. I'm going to have to remember to use that one differently. D-Bud Martin says Mexican Iron Man is still waiting for ALF emojis. Oh, I'll work on those, D-Bud. I've been working on the emojis. I'm going to try to update with some more. I updated, I think last week I updated with 3 or 4. I'm going to try to do the same thing. But yeah, this is for your member chat.
Fade in.
There you go. Enjoy that. Oh, you guys are wonderful. I love y'all. Good stuff. Legal Mindset has first video about all this. I will have to check that out, Renee. I love Legal Mindset. Legal Mindset is wonderful. I got to check it out. Somebody who would know, who put together those special districts, right? Shrap 3D says, I never loved Disney, but I sure do hate them nowadays. Really don't care if the giant golf ball falls over and steamrolls the place. You mean in Epcot, the Spaceship Earth globe there? The geodesic dome. I think that would be rather tragic. Probably would kill many people. I'm not sure I'd root for that, but you do you, X-Wing. Or Shrap 3D, excuse me. Shrap 3D. I called Shrap 3D X-Wing. I feel bad for X-Wing now. Very similar logo. Sorry about that. I like the new logo, by the way, Shrap. Floral is good people, Daniel. Indeed. Furry Kitten is here. Might be a little late. Well, I'm glad you're here. For things to change, Disney must implode. I agree with you, No Fate 101, and I think it's happening, to be fair. Yeah, whatever the hell it is. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Pretty cool. Looks very Loki-like, though. Very wings and things. Culture Casino, from Magic Kingdom to Tragic Kingdom. I think, yeah, and it did that in the last 7 years. I've never seen a company go downhill so quickly. They managed to extract diminishing returns, starting with Star Wars. How do you do that? with you have a bulletproof franchise with Star Wars. You have a bulletproof franchise with Marvel, and yet you secure a defeat from the jaws of victory. How do you do that? I don't know. You have to try. $5 super chat from our good friend Pinochet's Helicopter Tours. Thank you for that. We've got Florida has a monopoly on violence. Really? Violence can just Florida can just take what they want at gunpoint and leave Disney with nothing. Florida can order police to not assist Disney. This is all true. Yeah, I don't think it's going to resort to that. I think there's going to be a lot of legal exchange. So that's what I think. But thank you for your super chat. I do appreciate that. I do understand where you're coming from. I agree to a certain extent, but I think that, like I said, I think there's going to be a lot of legal wrestling. We're going to bring up an article about that in just a moment. But you get a super chat clip.
Oh, man, that's some sweet cheddar. Guys. Yeah.
Yes, and that is some sweet cheddar. For those of you that have given super chats this morning, I appreciate it. For Darius Munchausen and his super sticker, I appreciate that as well. Oh, by the way, it is Darius Munchausen's birthday, so wherever you see him today, not only will he probably provide the popcorn, he seems to be providing the cake, but wish him a happy birthday. It is Darius Munchausen's birthday. And again, thank you, Pinochet, for the super chat, brother. Appreciate you. Pinochet's been around for a long time. Good dude. All right. This is not language that you want to hear from the state in which your business operates, especially your most profitable business segment, which is the theme park known as Walt Disney World. You do not want a politician like Ron DeSantis telling Disney, you ain't seen nothing yet. You do not want to spark this fight. And yet, here we are. The rat's up to something, no doubt. But this story happened at 9:40 a.m. on the 31st. With the news of everything that was going on around Disney, this story really kind of evolved. He promised there's more to come in the state's increasingly convoluted fight with Disney. It's not convoluted. Again, this is one thing that the trade papers will do is they practice their own version of yellow journalism. They're going to continue to slant shade and frame a story in a given way. Just be prepared as we go through that. So we're going to see if, anyway, he's essentially saying he's going to wrest control of the swath of Central Florida that Walt Disney World sits on. That's correct. There's a lot of little back and forth going on right now with the state taking control, but rest assured, you ain't seen nothing yet, said the governor, when he was in Smyrna, Georgia. According to CNN, the Communist News Network, which has lost 61% of its audience year over year through the month of March. There's more to come in that regard, no doubt. For decades, Disney had the power to build, tax, and develop. That's right. And I've been talking about that forever. Reedy Creek Improvement District, under a longstanding state statute. Last year, the state legislature passed and DeSantis approved a change revoking Disney's authority. That came after what Chapek did with the law, the increasingly misnamed, continually misnamed law that was the I'm not going to read their colloquialism. I'm going to say it was the Parents' Rights and Education Bill that he signed into law, saying you're not going to subject our kids up through third grade to the indoctrination that they're trying to push in these schools. So 27,000 acres is what the district was comprised of. It was to be renamed. It was renamed to the Tourism Oversight and District Central Florida Tourism Oversight District. And the board basically was put in a position where they couldn't do anything with some maneuvering that Disney did at the late moments. I strongly suspect, could be wrong, but strongly suspect that the state government's going to not only override this, but really take them to task in state court. And it'll probably end up in the Supreme Court, as we were mentioning yesterday. And it just continues to escalate after yesterday's shareholder meeting. I think a lot of people don't realize that these things, when they happen this way and it becomes and it becomes a struggle of wills. The person with the most authority will win. I think that's what Pinochet's helicopter tours was indicating, and I can't disagree. The reason that I think this is going to go very badly for Disney is because we now have an investigation of Disney's move to retain extensive control. Yeah, that's not going to work. They didn't have the authority to grant themselves what they did in that maneuver, and I think that that's going to be the legal contention here. You know what? The next step would be for them to start exercising eminent domain until the company relents, because that's what I would do. If I would be like, you want to mess around, we're going to take any piece of property you don't have a building on for purposes of setting aside protected lands, preservation lands. Seriously, they can do it. Anyway, so DeSantis requested an investigation from the state's inspector general into whether Disney controlled board of the Reedy Creek Improvement District adhered to civil and criminal laws and ethics requirements in entering into a long-term development agreement with the company before the state legislature took control. And I'll tell you what, that's going to be rather. I think that's going to be rather ugly. The ethics we already know they violated. They definitely violated some civil law, I would imagine. Criminal laws, I don't know about. We'll have to see. But these collusive and self-dealing arrangements aim to nullify. See, the collusive and self-dealing. You're already seeing this man's an attorney. If you don't know, if he really does know how to use words. But yeah, collusive and self-dealing arrangements aim to nullify the recently passed legislation, undercut Florida's legislative process, and defy the will of Floridians. You know, there are a lot of people that are very angry at Disney in the state of Florida, the whole state, not just the central area of Orlando, which to some extent you have mixed review there. But it is very, very curious indeed. So yeah, the self-governing entity was set up in 1967, allowing the company to control development, infrastructure, and bond financing of its property. In return, they promised to build a city. The city was never built. That's what Epcot was supposed to be, the experimental prototype experimental prototype city of tomorrow. That's what it was. Experimental prototype city of tomorrow. That's what Epcot stood for. So yeah, but anyway, so they passed the law, and you're gonna see what happens here. I actually think that this fight may end up keeping this guy from running for presidential office, or it'll have divided his attention in a way that keeps him from doing so. And to the 91 of you here watching on YouTube, and for those of you on Rumble, and for those of you on Twitter, please hit the thumbs up button. I would appreciate that. All right, let's take a look at what you're thinking about this deal. And again, this super chat from Pinochet's helicopter tours. Yeah, and I think the violence that you might have been referring to is the eminent domain power that the state has to take land that is unused and repurpose it for the public good. Well, just establish new protected areas, protected lands. Gregor Mowers is here. Great to see you, my friend. We've got a few other folks here. Yeah, very telling how the proxies voted on the various ballot items. Clearly signals an agenda. Indeed. Yeah, you're going to start to see that also come down to some scrutiny, and you're seeing a percentage shift all the way. And yeah, you're still a member of this channel, Latino Slant. It's great to see you here, my friend. Let's see. Yeah, Star Wars was a hot potato. I tell you what, there's an opportunity to make money with Star Wars, just not with Disney the way they're structured right now. Thanks for wishing Darius Munchausen a happy birthday, everybody. Iger used KK as a wrecking ball against Star Wars, but wrecking balls can swing back at you, says Daniel, and I agree. I 100% agree. Yeah, I think I can almost guarantee you we're going to be talking about this over on Mr. H's channel, Hcast, later today. I know that's coming up here soon, so I'm going to have to make way for that in a little bit. Let's see. David Glenn says, here's something you're always going to regret. That's right, says David Glenn. Yeah, I think they're in big trouble. What's up, Dylan? Max is here. Good to see you. And you are still a member, indeed. There's Squirrel Lords Gaming, one of the newer folks around here. Good to see you, my friend. And Mr. Fusion says, if Disney doesn't change their ways, do you think they can still keep the doors open in Florida in 30 years from now? I don't know. Look, they're financially struggling. They're looking for $5.5 billion in savings. As I said during the 6-minute daily segment itself, they're going to be doing extensive cuts everywhere, internationally even. EMEA employees are very worried. Obviously, content creations being cut. Many other things are really taking a hit right now. And X-Wing's right. DeSantis doesn't have any issue going full manifest destiny on these jabronis. I love that word. Until they yield. You know what, X-Wing? Straight up accurate, my friend. Indeed. KR Nut 82 saying hi to Paulie. And of course, Mike Lennox is here. I don't like the government taking land. I hate it. I hate eminent domain. I think it should be illegal. And the Supreme Court has ruled both ways over the course of the last 100 years. The problem is, if it comes down to it, it's up to the state to remove eminent domain powers from the state, which means it's up to the voters locally. It can be done. I've seen it done. I would suggest it be done. But in this circumstance, I don't think he's going to hold back from going manifest destiny. Indeed. Just saying. Let's see. Sounds more like EpCon, says Jason Gray. Yeah, you're 100% right. Yeah. Oh, you're right. Experimental, prototypical community of tomorrow. I think you were right. The problem is it's flipped back and forth a few times, and they instead of using the E.P.P.C. They don't do that anymore. It's just one word, and it indicates basically just another theme park and theme park and outdoor mall. That's basically what it is now. It's mostly an outdoor mall with a few attractions that you now have to pay additional for if you want to go on the best one, which pisses me off. Can you tell? Anyway, administrative violence is still violence. You know what? You're right. So in that sense, Pinochet is 100% correct. Zach says, I bet Disney, I'll be at Disney on Thursday. Maybe I'll bump into Iger. I doubt it. I mean, he's going to stay firmly ensconced in Burbank, I would imagine, for a while, trying to figure out what to say next. We'll see. HCast is in 3.75 hours. Thank you for that, Olaf, one of the mods over there. Olaf Fanes, great contributor on many channels and a great mod. So do check out HCast in 3.75 hours. I will try to be there. Gojira Star, hail to you, my friend. Great to see you. Holy cow, Latino Slant sends me $1.99. Chop your hair and shave. Hey, CC. Hey, buddy. I tell you what, I really appreciate the super chat. So much so, I'm going to give you a super chat clip.
Wow. See why I only did $2. Huh.
Thank you for that. Appreciate it. It's really funny. You guys are great. Look at all you wonderful humans in the chat. Anyway, thank you very much, Polly. That's obviously a little bit of fun from our friend Floral, who does great stuff. Blackie is here. What's up? I'm glad you were sorting stuff. I'm glad you're listening. I'm glad everybody's here. As Jay pointed out yesterday, Disney is doing everything wrong and Universal is there to do it right. Okay, so let's talk about market share, because this is a good conversation. And I think Jay hit on some things yesterday when I was lurking in the background. I really hated having to do like real life stuff yesterday. It was a pain in the butt. I don't want to do that anymore. Universal is winning. I'm sorry, they just are. When it comes to the theme park wars, you have to consider this. Disney long ago, going on maybe 30 years ago, pulled the plug on a Texas development. Might be longer than that. I'm an old guy, so I have a lot of old information in my head. And they pulled the plug on a Texas, Disney pulled the plug on a Texas development long ago. They had the opportunity to build a massive theme park structure well beyond the size even of Disney World. And they were getting ready to pull the trigger on it. Land speculation was going up cost-wise, et cetera, et cetera. And it was really, I mean, it was a real possibility. And then they pulled the plug on that. They also pulled the plug on a wonderful history park that was going to go in the near the in the area of the original colonies. That's an entirely other thing, but they really were leaning into Texas. They were trying to get a theme park in the center of the country. They didn't do it. Universal, on the other hand, is going to start out with a small park there aimed more towards the younger folks, which is a good thing. But do you think they're going to stop there? No, they're really interested in just claiming market share from Disney, left and right. And Jay and many other people in the theme park community have been talking about this for a while. I was saying that the market share was going to be severely impacted 4 or 5 years ago. In the first time I actually met a lot of folks in person in Florida, including Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, and obviously Jay and many other people there at that time. When we all met up, this is part of the conversation around like one of the locations we were at during one of the evenings we were there. Because we went from a nice restaurant to the Jock Lindsay's bar, and hung out there for a bit. But the part of that conversation was Disney losing market share, and Universal is eating their lunch. When Epic Universe opens in Florida, and they are moving as fast as they can, I think they're trying to get it open way before they told you it was going to be open. That's going to be a game changer, because you will literally be able to spend a week at Universal like you used to at Disney, and you're going to get more bang for your buck. The value is at Universal. It's not at Disney World anymore. The value is at Universal. They pulled all the value out of Disney World. Now it's all about extracting money from your wallet at every step. It's a pay to play place where they'd eliminated that for a very long time. Disney's bringing in Nintendo. Could you imagine not Disney. Universal's bringing in Nintendo. Can you imagine what is going to happen? Okay, so you have this Mario film that coincides with roughly with what's opened over at Universal California, which is, Mario Land, or, you're going to have like that same thing, only a little bit larger, located in Florida, with the ability to expand. And as they actually dive into a Nintendo cinematic universe, right? As they really do dive into that, there's nothing but up. There's nothing but up there. I'm really stoked about it, and I'm watching them pull people from Disney every day, and I think that's going to continue to happen. Bob could not even answer a question about the premier passes, which were the bi-coastal passes that let you into all the parks, which weren't cheap. They came at a premium cost, but he couldn't even answer that honestly, because he said, well, there weren't that many people. And I'm like, last reported it was well over 40,000 people that were dual holders. They've always tried to say it was less than 10,000, but that is just, it's not true. It's not true. Back in the day when I was traveling extensively between California and Florida, I had one of those. I had family members that had one of those. So it is what it is. Anyway, that was a while ago. So it is what it is. But I know that Mikey sent a member chat. Thank you, Mikey. Says, Latino Slant is the last person that should be telling other people to shave. LOL. Well, thank you for that, Mikey. And you get this. Here you go. This is Jennifer. She didn't spill that wine. It was amazing. Thank you very much for that, Mexican Iron Man. Anyway, it is what it is. So those are my thoughts. Disney's losing market share. They're going to continue to. Universal's going to continue to expand. Universal has opportunity to continue buying land from the military contractor there, and eat up more of their unused land. And yeah, we'll see what happens there. They may even sacrifice some stuff that they really don't want to build more theme park space. I think that's coming in the future. You're also going to end up with Universal in Vegas with a permanent Hollywood Horror Nights installation, and that thing's going to go bonkers. Disney did things the wrong way. Yeah, they really did. Snortapoopas says, you couldn't pay me to go to Disney or Universal. I'm sorry about that, Snortapoopas. I really enjoy Universal nowadays, let me tell you. And Divinia is correct. Disney lost several generations very quickly. Yeah, they really did. This is the problem with like brands. Something becomes a brand because it's popular for a long period of time. It doesn't become a household brand. It doesn't become a household name until it's like carried over multiple generations. Well, you now have parents and grandparents that aren't taking their kids to anything Disney anymore because Disney's been corrupted by this garbage, this anti-American, anti-West sentiment, the neo-Marxist messaging that I talk about all the time. It just doesn't work. It harms that company. And they lost, they intentionally went out and tried to get rid of the 50-year-old Star Wars fan. They told you as much. Well, they did successfully. Bye. And you know what happened with that? You got rid of the people that would introduce new generations to these properties. That's dumb. You're trying to sustain something that you bought for, in the case of Disney, over $4 billion. They still haven't recovered that $4 billion. I know people are like, well, they made money on the movies. They built and I'm going to say they built $2 billion theme park editions, one in California, one in Florida. They built a large, rumored $500 million investment in what was going into the Galactic Star Cruiser. Although I think that's excessive. I don't think that's how much they spent. But perhaps if they include all the R&D, maybe. So if that's the case, that thing flopped like heck too. And diminishing returns across the board for the films, I'd say they're still sitting on $4 billion in debt related to Disney. Same with Marvel, although Marvel actually technically is probably exceeded its, they probably paid that debt off, but then they saddled themselves with $71 billion for Fox. And they're not doing anything with it. It's insane. Darius Munchausen for $5 says, America's greatest history attraction is the Henry Ford right there in Metro Detroit with full museum in Greenfield Village. Oh, cool. I have to check that out. Thank you for that. And the super chat, Darius Munchausen, on your birthday, you crazy. So you get one of these.
I see you have money. Want to take me on a date?
Thank you, Darius. I appreciate that. You are awesome. Yeah, Hollywood Horror Nights. Horror is in horror movie. Yeah. Hey, Mr. Buttcrack Media, what's up? Didn't see you sneak in. Wait, we're saved. New trailer for Barbie dropped. Oh, that's going to be fun. Can't wait to watch that. Pinochet's Helicopters for another $5. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you very much. Nintendo can overtake Disney as a family brand. It's already happened globally, to be fair. But you're 100% right. There's a reason I asked Spencer if Japan's opinion of the West has changed. Yeah, you were asking some great questions last night on the Yelling at Park Car stream. Nintendo rejects the woke. Yes, they do. For good reason. And they're going to continue to. They're going to continue to say, nah, we're not interested in doing that. We're just going to do what we know works. It's one of the reasons why Oriental Land Company at the Tokyo Disney isn't going to change Splash Mountain. There is something more American in Japan than there is here in the United States. True story. Splash Mountain, going to stay the way it is. They're not going to do the bologna sausage salt mine thing that they're doing at Disneyland and Disney World, to the detriment of the parks and the fans. The fans are pissed. Seriously. And again, this particular thing, Nintendo rejects the woke, and Universal is willing to live within those bounds, just like they are with Harry Potter and J.K. Rowling's wishes. And it's not like she's exactly conservative, folks. It is what it is. But thank you for the super chat, my friend. You get this one.
Oh, man, that's some sweet cheddar. Guys.
And you know what? This is a good question, Time Prophet. Let's dive into this. They lose Mickey Mouse as he first appeared in Steamboat Willie, coming up here shortly. There is no will to extend this in Congress, and the majority is not interested in extending this just for Disney because that's what they did last time. So yeah, Steamboat Willie will enter the public domain. And somebody made a joke about this recently. Somebody I don't like is Colbert on his late night show, kind of staking his claim on that. Well, you can. It's public domain. Everybody can use it at that point. You're going to see Disney start to seriously take hits. And one of the reasons that you're seeing the creation of alternatives of the original stuff is so they can maintain their control of it, but not the first version they did of it. So Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is coming up here in just a decade or so, a little over a decade. Try to remember when that came out. It's been a long time. So they're going to start losing stuff, their versions of stuff. But remember, they were repurposing people's stuff from the very beginning. So who knows? And Max Relax is right. Yeah, the Star Wars wasn't just cool to 50-year-olds. It passed it on to their kids. Good job alienating everybody. Indeed. And that's what they did. And they did it willfully. And this is true. Davinia is right. Disney's fortunes have waxed and waned over the decades, but it's willfully destroyed its own properties in this last decade. Yeah. Seriously. Dearest recommends the Henry Ford Museum as well. Yeah, indeed. Hey, Christopher Dominguez is here. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. X-Wing, imagine dropping yourself nearly $100 billion in debt, then having the gall to balk back at your investors when they're worried about the direction of the company. I couldn't believe it that what I was hearing yesterday. Iger was very much off his game. Something really is in his craw, and I think it's the fact that he can't do what he wants to do with Disney without being called out for it. You know. I was afraid that this topic was going to dominate. Well, not afraid, but I expected this topic to dominate what time I had here today, but for good reason. Disney's in trouble. They can save $5.5 billion. Mexican Iron Man's here. Mike's in the chat, and he's not. You know, he's not wrong when he says things like Disney's in big trouble. He's not taking his kids there anymore. You have people in Central Florida that aren't taking their kids to Disney World anymore. They're relying strictly on the other parks. I mean, you've SeaWorld there. I mean, it's not like you don't have a lot to do in Central Florida. You know, Universal is the growing attraction. It's going to continue to grow. Another hotel development has been rumored. You've got another a park extension that's been talked about. They're already looking, I guess, to expand Epic Universe when it's finished. So what does that tell you? Universal's doing well. Universal Orlando. And they're talking about not necessarily selling Marvel or parts of it. They're going to license out some things, they said, or Iger said specifically during this. But I have a feeling they're going to be forced to do more licensing out of their properties. I do. Tender Warrior 68. The big pile of pixie dust reduced in size due to excessive use. Yeah. Look, even the shills are attacking the company now. I mean, Ed talked to X-Wing and Jay, you know, Drunk 3PO and Lorena Creole and you know, anybody who works with park hopping over there, Tom, you know, and any of those guys over there. Tom's rogue attraction, by the way. But anyway, talk to any of those folks, and they're going to tell you you're watching Disney implode. Seriously, because I know somebody mentioned that earlier. Little chat is here, says Tokyo Disney is the best Disneyland park you could go to. Point. 100%. Dude, you're correct. Upkeep is great, and they love what Disney used to be, and they preserve it. They do it the Disney way. They will not change from how they were originally trained. Do you remember when there was a Disney difference? Yeah. Yeah, there isn't anymore. I love those videos, let me tell you. Yes, they're great, Latino Slant. They're wonderful. And I thank you, Squirrel Lords Gaming. Yep. I asked Floral for them, and Floral made me some. I think there are a couple more I need to download. Floral's great. Love Floral's channel. Criminally undersub. Should be well over 1,000 by now. On his way to 1 million, if not more. Dude is creative, funny, very talented, and he collaborates with as many people who want to collaborate with him. So check him out. Of course, we also have Snowdub, who is also criminally undersubbed and very talented and great with puppets. But Floral, PG-13, Snowdub, mostly R, and that's fine. Snowdub's morning show is really packing a punch. If you checked it out on Monday, before Loki's Mornings of Mischief, so you can check that out. If you're up early in the morning, check out Snowdub, then check out Loki's Mornings of Mischief, then stop by here and maybe stop by Fat Stevens, and then Midnight's Edge in the morning on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Hcast. I mean, there's a full day of entertainment available here with all these great creators that I get to hang out with once in a while. Pretty awesome. Disney has targeted an audience that are sterilizing themselves. No new generations there. Yeah, isn't that weird? Yeah. And it's not just, the stuff that you're referring to. It's the fact that you're targeting a group of people who are more likely to end things than that. And I won't go on along that at all. But anyway, Disney's animation declined in the 70s, was revived in the 80s with The Little Mermaid. Yeah, we entered a second golden age, Davinia. That is 100% accurate. This is a great line. KRNut82. Iger, 1, open mouth. 2, insert both feet. Boy, did he do it. And it wasn't the only time during the course of the conversation that happened yesterday, right? It wasn't just with the response to his response to the diversity stuff, the virtue signal, just it lands flat every time. And everybody's hit. That thing is out of control. I mean, I want to make a video that just goes through the call point by point and just break it down, because I would have loved to have been available to hang out with Valiant and Mike and everybody and talk about what was happening in real time. Seriously. It was insane. I could not believe the number of times that Iger put the company in a bad situation, something that was verified to be untrue. Whew. They've already been misleading investors for a long period of time. I would like to see a forensic audit of Disney. I really would. And I think some shareholders would now as well. Wow, The Little Mermaid and Akira hit theaters the same year. That's, wow, did not know that, Squirrel Lords Gaming. That's good to know. You want to... Yeah, you want to faff about a company as CEO, you're better off, you're better also be a majority shareholder. Indeed. I tell you what, if I were running Disney, things would be quite different. Yeah, no. Iger, feet in mouth, boots through head. Seems like it, yeah. How many parks are in Central Florida? Quite a few. You've got Legoland, SeaWorld. You have Universal, obviously, with their multiple parks. Technically, they'll have 4 parks. They like to call their water park a hybrid park. I'll give it to them. You have what's there's a shopping district where the eye is, and that kind of is a park like atmosphere. Of course, you have Gatorland there. There's lots of entertainment options there. Lots of water parks there. Margaritaville has a really cool water park. In fact, I think I'm wearing a Margaritaville shirt right here. So. Let's see who else is doing that. But there are a lot of parks there. I missed a lot of them. There's a lot of stuff. There's so much to do in Central Florida. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's even if you can head to the coast in 90 minutes from Orlando or less, you can be at the Kennedy Space Center, which is amazing. That's a full day. The multiple IMAX presentations, it's incredible. Check that out. It's really awesome. Yep. And if you're lucky, you get a SpaceX launch out of there too. Hey, the bat, what's up? Hello, the beautiful people. That's right. You guys are talking about Mustangs and things. I love that. Let's see. Tokyo Disneyland probably has apprentices for everything from cotton candy makers to costume performers. I agree with you. They do. They handle the business the way they were taught to handle the business. Oriental Land Company is not fooling around, and they will not tarnish that name. Walt Disney is beloved in Japan. No joke. No joke. Yeah, he already blew 1 foot off during the investor. You know what, X-Wing? That's probably a better way of saying it. Indeed. Spaceship Vampire. I'll learn how to spell Schadenfreude yet. There you go. Hey, Jin Wong. Good to see you, my friend. Normally I sleep at this hour, but I caught whoa, that stinks. Slept most of it off earlier, but now can't sleep. I'm sorry, brother. Rinse your nose with saline, salt water. Apparently that's a thing. Well, I'm not giving you medical advice. Wait, rewind. Supposedly there are people who suggest that you do that. And I'm not going to give you medical advice, but apparently that is very helpful. But don't take my word for it. Do your own research before you do anything. There, see, whew. Be careful of that. That was recommended by multiple doctors. But again, I'm not going to give you medical advice. Consult your doctor on anything. That's a good choice. Yeah. John Cipolla says, I was planning on going to Orlando Air Show and Kennedy in the same week in November. You will love it. It's incredible. Both of those are really, really cool. Joseph Dredd, Schadenfreude. That's right. It's amazing how other countries revere our United States culture than our own citizens. Well, no. It's only a fraction of them. And of course, the state-controlled media or the corporate-controlled media, depending upon how you want to look at it. But all this messaging is coming from one place. It's just spread out across all these things trying to push people to a nanny state across the board, because then they're easy to control through that and fear. Seriously. Disney killed Star Wars when they stood by the creators of the Rey trilogy, disrespect and attack the original fan base. This is true. Yep. Again, I was a young lad when I saw Star Wars come out in theaters. I saw it. I saw the film in theaters when it came out. It wasn't A New Hope. It wasn't Episode 4. It was Star Wars. And it was great. It was great. Pino Shays Helicopter Tours for $5 says, trivia, 1953, CIA asked Walt to make Animal Farm. Walt feared too many commies at Disney, so the CIA funded Operation Touchstone to make it in Britain. There you go. And that's also, I believe, where the name of the outside company that they started to produce films that weren't necessarily family friendly came from. They created a couple of different nameplates to release more adult oriented films around. So yeah, but that's amazing. Thank you, Pinochet's Helicopter Tours, and you get this one.
I see you have money. Want to take me on a date?
Thank you for that very much. Oh, here's a funny thing. He actually followed up with what I just said. A $2 super chat from Pinochet's Helicopter Tour says, now you know where Touchstone Pictures came from. Well, there you go. Pretty sure. Oh, that's funny as heck. All right. Well, here's a fun one. Let's.
Well, $2. You must be super generous for a Dutch person.
What, we'll have a coupon day or something.
Thank you for that, Pinochet. You are a good friend. I appreciate it. You guys are amazing. Let's see. Star Wars wasn't called A New Hope until 1981. That's correct. That's right. How many years later? Renee's Ramblings is a World War I museum in Kansas City. Highly recommended. I think that is a wonderful thing to do. Indeed. I only saw Return of the Jedi in cinema at the time. Well, I'm an old guy. So there you are. Ram Bam 3000 with £5 sterling. Thank you for that, my friend. That's proper money, ladies and gentlemen. And the opening scene of Star Wars is still one of the best in modern cinema. Changed my mind. I cannot. I always tell people that was the thing that lit my fuse in cinema. That was the most memorable thing that I'd ever seen. That is my first prescient. That's not the right term, but anyway, it's my first actual full memory of a film. That was the beginning of it all. It was the beginning of it all. Nothing else had ever started that way, and nothing else had ever made that kind of an impression. And believe me, I've been watching stuff, for a long time. I mean, a 7-year-old kid going to see this film multiple times. I was forcing my family to take me to see Star Wars every single weekend if I could get them to. But yes, I think it is. I think it's one of the most memorable intros ever. And you get a clip.
Oh, man, that's some sweet cheddar. Guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just it's insane, and I think a lot of people agree with that. Yeah. I saw Star Wars at a drive-in when it was new with two of my uncles when I was a kid. It was awesome. Yeah. It was a family event, It really was. It really, really was. And Jen agrees. Star Wars is the best opening, from the Fox logo to the reveal of the Star Destroyer. That's right. Love it. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Those are the best super chats ever. Other than like when Drunk 3PO adds a member, right? And the Rose Tico thing bounces up and down. I like that one. Yeah. Oh, I remember On TV, Bad Cap. Yep. Turn your UHF dial on your TV to the right channel. I don't remember what it was. Turn the switch for On TV on. Make sure everything was plugged in right. And subscription television before we had cable. I taped it on my tape deck before VCR and would listen to the tape over and over. Yeah. Yeah. Being able to record things was incredible. Let me tell you. You guys are great. My whole family went to see it in 77, says KB. Yep. Yep. And Davinia says the opening to Star Wars tells you exactly what it is. The low rumble of the Star Destroyer in the silence of space. Space fantasy. There's nothing wrong with that. That's right. I think the sheer scale of it all. What still impresses me to this day is those were physical models. We were doing cooler stuff back then. Way cooler. Yes, Betamax did get robbed, but this is bad marketing to the business community, and no ability for anybody else to produce decks. That's why. Yeah, having no CGI for George Lucas to mess up the movie made it even better. That's right. Actually drawing on the laser blast, the blaster blast, right? You guys are great. Every George Lucas needs a Gary Kurtz. That's right. And maybe a Marshall Lucas too. Indeed. Yeah. Look at you guys. Gregor says, agreed, CGI destroyed a lot of things. It did. Made everybody lazy. I think as an enhancement, CGI is great. I'm a practical effects guy. So when I see monsters and monster movies and stuff like that, I want them to be real. I mean, a lot of people don't realize to what extent, like a lot of stuff in the first Jurassic Park film, all the way back when, there was a lot of practical effect dinosaur stuff going on there. Most people don't realize that. Pilgrim Media for $2. Thank you, my friend. Says Blue Beetle called Batman a fascist. Thoughts? Well, not going to see that movie. Seriously, hate it. I hated that. Couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe that. And then it got around, obviously, everybody in the fellowship talking about it. You destroyed something that was going to be pretty cool. I'm curious how Paulie feels about it. I haven't had a chance to get his reaction, or if he had one, I missed it. But I was pretty busy yesterday. But I will say that I think it really just destroyed. It's like they're intentionally trying to lose money on all these projects at this point. Are there that many people still pissed off at the new CEO? Are they really hate Zaslav that much? I don't know. I do know this. You get a clip for that. Thank you for it. Appreciate it.
Wow. See why I only did $2? Huh.
There you go. Thank you for that. Practical effects from the first two Alien movies are timeless and unbeaten. I agree with that. Practical effects give the actor something to work off of. I agree with you. How would you like to act against a green ball that's in front of you, so you know what eye level is, where the face of the character is supposed to be? It's so messed up. Polly uploaded a video about Blue Beetle about an hour ago. Thank you. I'll have to check that out. By the way, guys, I'm going to have to wrap this up pretty soon. There's 95 of you here. Please have hit that like button. We need to get over 100 likes. So if you're here and you haven't done that, please do it. I would really appreciate it. I've appreciated all the super chats today, guys. And you guys are really killing it today. But I will be checking out this thing from Latino Slant. Gojira Star says, how to tank your movie in one trailer. Yes. How are they going to explain that away? Are they going to apologize? Are they going to put it, try and find a context? Or, I mean, I don't know how you do that. All right. Have fun, Jason. Guys, check out Sci-Fi from ETV live in 10 minutes or less. That gives you some place to go. 101 likes. Thank you, Black. Yeah, you guys are the best. 4K 77. That's right. That's what we need in our lives. The specialized ones is what we need. Well, thank you very much, Squirrel Lords Gaming. I appreciate your sub. We have 103 now. Thank you for that, Time Prophet. All right, so we've got Sci-Fi for me starting in 10. We have Nerdrotic starting in 10. We have a couple other shows that'll start a couple hours after that, including Mr. H-Cast. So check out the H-Cast later today. And I know that Paulie's got a show that I think he does on Tuesdays. So check that out. Midnight Edge After Dark has a stream later tonight. A lot going on. I hope you guys can check it all out. Anyway, I appreciate the super chats, and I appreciate you guys throwing birthday wishes at our friend Darius Munchausen. If you have a birthday, let us know. I would truly appreciate it. And 106 likes as of now. Link to Sci-Fi if somebody can find that, and to Nerdrotic stream. I would appreciate it. Mods, please. Thank you. Would love it. You guys are the best. You're the whole reason I'm here, and I appreciate the fact that we can chat, because I don't think a lot of creators get a chance to just chill with their audience. That's why I really enjoy when Drunk 3PO and a few others do that. I like it when Paulie does one of his really chatty streams. I like the chat streams. Really, you guys drive the conversation. You're all wonderful at it. Deleted scene, Steven. I'm going to get this before we go. 3 reasons I'm not watching Blue Beetle. 1, Snyder First is dead. That's a good reason. 2, insulting Batman. Yes, that's a huge reason. That's the only reason for me, but I understand the other ones. And the director calling for the death of a certain... Oh, he did? I'm done. They're never going to get me. They're never going to get me there. Hey, Furry Kitten, good to see you. It doesn't matter if I don't like a president. Just that kind of stuff is unacceptable. Really, truly. All right, guys. I'm going to run the credits again. Do the see ya, as I always do. So here we go. There we go. Yeah, a little less loud. Plus, it puts me on the screen. Wonderful human beings here. For those of you that are members, thank you very much. Try to get a stream before the end of the week. Looks like OC Gigan shot me a super chat. Says, I heard D&D movie uses practical effects. Good CG. Their CG is great, OC Gigan, for $1.99. I agree with you 100%. Like you said, the failings in that movie for me have very little to do with what was done cinematography wise. Yeah, even directorially, it was fine. The dialogue choices, the language that was used, the haircuts, the obvious neo-Marxism, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, thanks for the super chat. Have a great day, everybody. See ya.